morning. It is Thursday, September 25th, National Daughters Day. Would anybody like to tell me anything today? And now, the news. We start how we start here in America, with one person dead and two in critical condition after a man opened fire in an ICE detention facility in Dallas, Texas. The man is also dead from a self-inflicted gun wound. Let me be clear. What happened on Wednesday is wrong, regardless of political ideologies. But we do not know his yet. He was a registered Democrat in 2020 and an independent in 2024. Trump is already trying to blame Democrats. This is wildly dangerous. Repeating his language here, which I will not be doing, is also dangerous. When we know more, we'll know more. But I am not going to guess at, or wonder on, or pontificate about possible motives when we don't know. Here's what we do know. The suspected shooter is believed to be 29-year-old Joshua Jan. It happened around 6:40 a.m. local time, and it does appear that the shots were fired indiscriminately from the roof. That is all I am comfortable reporting at this time. Based on the way that the director of the FBI, Kash Patel, handled the last major case, which was the death of Charlie Kirk, it is genuinely difficult to know what is fact and what is public manipulation. Based on, again, what happened last time with Charlie Kirk and what the president is already saying. We have heard that there were writings on the bullet casings. I will not repeat what is claimed to be on those casings until there are photos, based solely on the fact that the casings were so wildly mischaracterized in the Charlie Kirk case. We will know more eventually. If you want to spend 10 hours listening to people analyze this case until more facts come in, that is certainly your choice. But if you're new here, this is not that, because, well, frankly, because that sounds boring. And also because that's not helping anything. And if it's not actively helping, I don't know. What's the point? According to people familiar with the case, it sounds like the Department of Justice is preparing to ask a grand jury to indict former FBI Director James Comey on perjury charges over his statements made in his September 30th, 2020 testimony to Congress over Russiagate. Under criminal law, prosecutors generally have 5 years to make the decision to bring a charge, which means the clock is tick-tocking and a decision needs to be made by September 30th. September 30th? That's when the government's going to shut down. Well, no, we don't know about that one yet. We will talk more about this if it happens. Right now, it's just political hot goss. We love political hot goss. Moving to Hong Kong and Taiwan, where Super Typhoon Ragasa has killed at least 14 people and injured 18 others after it caused a lake to burst in Taiwan. While Hong Kong has not reported any deaths as of this recording, it has reported widespread damage, including flooding in buildings and downed trees and power lines. I don't think this show necessarily translates to Hong Kong and Taiwan. I mean, I'm sure a language translation can happen. I don't know how my humor translates, but if anyone out there is listening, stay safe. Months after Elon Musk's well-thought-out and super clear-minded while it happened firing of hundreds of federal employees through various means like, hey, send me an email of like 5 things you did this week. And also, I assume, like, throwing a dart at a dartboard, and after the 17 times he did it, he finally got it on the board, and then he just fired whoever it landed on. Those employees have now been offered reinstatement and have until the end of the week to decide whether to accept or decline. This is being offered to the General Services Administration employees who, if they accept reinstatement, are due back at work on October 6th, after basically a 7-month vacation because they were paid this whole time. Because that's what Elon offered them. scram, get out of here. We're going to pay you for it, though. And you paid for it, and I paid for it. Not Elon Musk. That dude does not pay taxes. So that's not relevant to this story, but that is a bummer of a thing to remember, that he pretty much doesn't pay taxes. What a time that the history books will have writing about Elon's mark on governmental operations. What a time we're having right now. And finally, Escalator Gate continues. And frankly, good. Honestly, let him be distracted with this. Otherwise, he's going to start a war with like the country that only has penguins. He is literally calling, oh my goodness, this is a news story that I wrote it, I had to look it up, I had to do research, and then I had to write it, and now I have to tell you this. This is a news story. He is calling what happened at the UN when he was taking the escalator, and then the escalator stopped, sabotage. Quote, a real disgrace took place at the United Nations yesterday. Not one, not two, but three very sinister events. First, the escalator going up to the main speaking floor came to a screeching halt. It stopped on a dime. It's amazing that Melania and I didn't fall forward on the sharp edges of these steel steps face first. It was only that we were each holding the handrail tightly, or it would have been a disaster. End quote. The other two sabotages were that the teleprompter didn't work, and I guess the audio in the main hall also didn't work. So if you didn't have an earpiece in translating the language, which the UN is the United Nations, as we discussed in yesterday's show, most people know the U stands for United, but not Donald Trump, though. His brain is different than everybody else's brain. That's something neat. So if you didn't have an earpiece in translating the speech in the main hall, you, I guess, didn't hear what he was saying, which he found out when he went out to Melania and was like, I need outside approval. And she was like, I did not hear you. And now it was sabotage. The UN has not commented on the teleprompter or audio issues yet, probably because they were like, we will talk about this after the Russia, Ukraine, and Israel-Hamas things. But once those are solved, we're very interested in getting to the bottom of the teleprompter. They have come forward to talk about the escalator gate, to say, sorry, sometimes escalators don't work. There are buttons and technology. We're taking it seriously. Obviously, if this is a real problem, like if someone was trying to sabotage anybody, any world leader, it's got to get looked into, but that's not what happened. We're all going to be okay. Hey, Donald, Guy, he listens, don't worry. I have a direct line, and this is what I use all that power for, to talk some sense into him about this one topic only. Hey, dude, you're going to be okay on this escalator thing. Probably not other things, but I think on the escalator thing, you're going to be okay. And that's it. That's the news. A regular length episode for once. We did it. I'm proud of all of us. And daughters. But nope. Not going to be fooled there, because my mom is also a daughter. And then suddenly I'm a grown adult, but also so very young, getting grounded for being more than proud of more. You know what I mean? It is also National Lobster Day. And you better believe that you're my lobster. I'm proud of you.